Hello, my friends! Yeah. And today is a new episode of Impulsive Compulsion here at Question the Truth with me, Slisk Lindqvist. What are we gonna talk about now? Oh, I don't know. Maybe something fun like temporary entanglement? What the fuck is temporary? Okay, we're gonna talk about that then. Whoo! Yeah, I know. There's some big problems here with the green screen and stuff like that. I don't give a fuck. It's what you hear, not what you see, that is really important. So, I could give you something else to look upon. Maybe the sun. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Come on. You can do it. You can stay in place and be my friend forever and ever and ever. Oh yes. Oh yeah. We like this, right? Oh come on. Are you kidding me? Okay. I don't know how to do this without... Okay. Maybe that's okay. Yeah, that's good. You can see the sun and nature, a bit of nature, the trees behind, and some of my mini jungle that is in my apartment that I have. I like plants. Yeah, so okay. Temporary entanglement. So what the fuck am I talking about then? Well, I am going back to... this is actually a return of understanding temporary entanglement. And that is my own version of it, so it's not scientific. Nothing. Do not take anything that I say as some scientific truth or anything. But yeah. So there's been some... some things here in life that you can find there's this biometric field biometric field that people have, kind of, or biomagnetic, probably not biometric, magnetic. Human beings' biomagnetic field. Oh, we have this really strange Oh yeah. Okay, we're gonna do this again. Thank you for watching that part of the whole thing. Want to see a bit more? Seed the world with some knowledge. I don't know if there's knowledge though, but there is something in the world that we call good and gracious and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but yeah. Okay, so we can start big then. Oh yeah. Okay. The world has this electromagnetic field. Yeah, you all know about that. Oh yeah, good. Okay. Because we humans also have a electromagnetic field. It's not as strong as Earth's, but it is strong enough, yes it is, to communicate with Earth. But if it's strong enough to communicate with Earth, then it's also strong enough to communicate between humans. And that is what I'm talking about. Yes, so I have this theory of mine that is based upon something that I call the Trinity, or Yeah, it's well, it's an entanglement. It's based upon the polarity attraction, also known as what the fuck is people calling it? Something attraction. People talk about it a lot in videos about attracting things with your mind and heart in combination. Yes, yes. I spoke about it earlier when I said that I want a girlfriend, and that thought went to the heart went out to reach after a girlfriend, and I got girlfriends, lots of them, but I still do not have a companion. That's where I need to change my thought pattern a tad bit. But the thing with temporary or temporary entanglement is that it attracts others too, and that creates I've always, well, I did say one thing, that it's either 1 or 3, there's never 2. This is something I said 3 years ago, when somewhere after my awakening, where I told myself that you cannot be 2, because opposing forces will never cooperate. So you need a third, that a third force, a third element, in order to create a wholeness. And we go back to triangles and pyramids, right? We have the, let's use this one here. So you have one person, 2 people, all is searching for a companion. The closest distance will attract the strongest, so it's always the closest distance that wins, because it's stronger. But the entanglement is not the closest one. So I've talked about this before. So you have this triangle, say that's me, and that's one other, and there, so there and there and there. Energy always has to travel, and it will travel. And it travels between everything, which fucks everything up. Well, yeah, okay, we take this simple explanation here. We have, let's say, me. And we have someone living in, say, Germany, that I like very much. This person wants something, the same thing that I want, and then a third person reaches in, because the entanglement is creating a very a noticeable ripple in the energy fields around us. And when something is new and strong and likable, we go for it. what did I say now? Moths and everyone go for light. Everyone goes for light. So, the third party, which could either be me or the other one, but in this situation it's probably not me, since I started talking to the person before the other third party went in. And here comes the funny thing. The entanglement is the same polarization. Yes, you heard me right. It's the same. It's equilibrium. It's equal to each other. So it becomes friendly energy. Not sexual, obviously. It's a good thing for me, actually, because I don't want to be sexist or objectifying. But I ended up being that anyway. And yesterday I nearly collapsed our friendship because of the third party, because I see myself as a bitch, meaning basically a slave, and slaves do not deserve queens. So I wanted to leave. Yes. So, anyway, my feelings directed, her feelings directed, an entanglement started. That's a connection. Then a third party comes in because it feels that both energies, in order to connect to this and become a trinity, that person needs to get connected with both. I am a stupid fuck, and I started to talk with that person. I got connected. Yay! So now the energy between the 2 points here is now in a trinity of equal force, equal energy. The third energy, and the thing here is it has nothing to do with interests here after. It's all about sexism and objectification, basically, and who's the closest one to the core core creator, which I create, which I which I call the queen, and I am very specific about that. So yeah, yeah, but I need to talk relations in order to kind of give you an idea about what entanglement is. So this is the entanglement. The closest distance will have the biggest impact, because distance still means something in physics. So we have this, let's see, we can create a circle around that, and 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 a circle. Can I have it? Need it. There. Because likeness attracts likeness, and also its opposites. Kind of fucks up everything, right? So, okay. this here is what's happening. You can already see it in this picture here. Ta-da! Basically. Well, this is what we call love. This is the opposite forces. And the heart reacts to that. It gets hot by the opposite. Yes. Because when you have two... No. Wait. It's the opposites attracting each other, and then it's the entanglement creates a copy of the other. So first you're opposites, then you become entangled. When you become entangled, you become one, meaning you share feelings and other things, and opposites will then come in and also get entangled. And when they get entangled, well, when they get in, I'm thinking so much about this situation. I've been in it so many times, and you know what? Their choices always ends in me picking up pieces. So I do not like talking with people that treat me like second-rate trash and makes me friend and I know that friend is better than something temporary because it's a long time. But I'm selfish. Oh damn, I'm egocentric when it comes to women that I come to like. Yeah. And rivalry is on, and here's the sparks of fire. Yeah. And that the sparks will fire up the shortest distance, and there you have your new couple. Yeah, that is how love is introduced, and that is how you learn some new things about yourself. I love it. Well, not that people have to go through it, because it can be really sad. There's a lot of guys being like, oh, nice guys never get the girls. Yeah, just shut up. You're sad because you're objectifying and you lost your toy, basically. I didn't get sad, I though got a bit sad. But that guy is probably a really good guy. So, back to the entanglement. Entanglement isn't nearly as complex as this either, because you can have other sorts of temporary. This is always temporary entanglement. This temporary entanglement will stop when I stop having feelings for her, kind of, or when I stop thinking of her. How should I put it? The third party is giving energy to the other ones in a triangle. So when the third angle stops giving off energy, they only have two to rely on, and then the clash of the titans start, the clash of minds. Who is, well, you just look at all the relationships around you. People talk to their friends instead of talking to their companion, because the companion and their friends, or the couple is coupled in a relation to ship, closed environment. Companionship is kind of open, but it still has its rules and confinements. I don't like relationships because I don't want to strangle the other person into a boxed lifestyle. That's why people feel entrapped and all of that, and it usually just poof and it's gone. Yeah. And if the nothing can, well, I how should I, let's think about Scrubs, the series, the TV series Scrubs. You have Turk and his wife, and you have JD. And JD is kind of the energy release for those two. Well, at least for Turk, that's the energy release. And for what's the name of her? Well, she's a friend with JD's ex, and they create a square. So basically, there is probably gonna be a fourth energy there in somewhere between, which he is relying on to back and forth talking. I shouldn't talk about it, but what I mostly want to be talking about now when it comes to entanglement, it is feeling other people's feelings, which is making me go freaking crazy, because I don't know when I am feeling things or when others feel something, and it kind of makes everything strange. Really is. You know, okay, so I've been loosely saying that I sometimes connect to people. I entangle with them, and I feel what they feel. I kind of get the thoughts that they loosely have. That it's really strange to say. And I sometimes can even feel where they are hurting, or what's kind of wrong with them mentally. Not wrong with them, but what they're holding to themselves that they want to talk about, but they they don't feel comfortable talking about. Hello, Fred. So when I notice this a bit very often, like the little insect that I just had in here in the apartment right now. Have you tried to put your finger close to them really slowly, and at the same time just think of something else? Just empty your mind, basically, so that there's no resistance. You can basically get so close to them that you can touch them. And when you touch them, they get scared. And what happens to you then is an entanglement of energy, and you what's the skvätta? Sorry, I'm gonna search for a word. Okay. No, not. Okay, squat. Yacht. What? Are you kidding me? Can I have some American English instead? Hello? No. Are you kidding me? It's only English, British. Okay, to yacht? Well, it's when you... when you're not ready for something to happen, you kind of get a bit yumpy. So what I noticed with insects and animals is that when they're not and people when they're not fully aware of what's happening, and they get afraid or scared, they get a bit yumpy. And I get yumpy. Not because I'm the yumpy type. I get that because of the entanglement of the energy, and I feel what the other one's feeling. And I end up saying sorry. And that this is my introduction to a new language, basically. But it's not a new language. It's the one and only language. You know, I hate text. Text is the worst thing that has ever been created on this earth. Ever. It's the... but at the same time, it's also the best thing that ever happened to us. It's the best invention that could have been created. And why is that? Because information can be passed down even after people have died. But what you read, back to values and morals and judgment a bit, everything that you read or see or hear is still managed by your knowledge, your experience. So you will project upon what you read your judgments, your experiences, your understanding. So if you do not have the same understanding or are in the same mindscape as the creator of that text was, you will not fully understand what the person said. You will judge it upon what you yourself understand it as. And that is why I hate text. And I like entanglements. I like the fourth dimension. entanglement of people where you don't speak. You just go up to them, smile, hug them, and feel their energy, and they feel yours. You don't even need to talk. And so much information just from that. But it's difficult because we don't really feel what we think we are feeling. We feel what others feel when we think of them, which makes it a bit difficult to interpret in situations, because when we think of a person, say your mother, and you have your associations to it, of course. Associations is always part of how you think of someone, but how you feel is what you get from the entanglement. So when you think of someone, they will start thinking of you, and that will be the entanglement. And the connection is created, and you feel each other's feelings. That's what I state with entanglement. That is what I think of entanglement. That is what I understand of the entanglements that we have in around. It's quite simple just to say, but mathematically and physically, or by the physics of this world, it's probably out of the mind's reach for another little while till people understands it a bit. But at the same time, as I said earlier, or stated earlier, look at this. This is so freaking beautiful. Oh, you see? It's the perception. Stands for perception. Perception. 6 points. Perception. It creates life. Well, creates the judgment around life. But as I said earlier, we have the earth, and from time to time we get entangled with earth too. When we are not capable of getting a temporary entanglement with the people that we think of, we instead get the closest thing to that, which is earth and everything in it. We get connected to life. Well, every time we get entangled with life. So, but when we get entangled with earth, our feelings can be used in such a way that we change the patterns around us, weather patterns around us. Yeah, feels. For me, it's a fact that this is happening. Why? Well, because I've been living it. I've been living it through. When I meet someone, it's sunny. I meet someone that's depressed. I try to feel them out. I get entangled. I get their feelings. I step away from them, and it starts to rain. At the same time, I start to cry. well, usually start to cry, and at the same time I start to cry, there's some, well, it depends on if I'm conscious, because you can, there's always three perspectives of it. You can either cry with your heart, or cry. Just because nature needs water, I sometimes cry with the heart, but otherwise I cry. I don't like crying with my heart. It's well, by crying with the heart, or crying and crying with the heart, or just crying without the heart. It's I don't know how I do it. I just do it, and it's not every time. It's sometimes, and it's when it's strong emotions. It's not when people die. I don't cry. It's like I bottle it up, or just brush it off as they're in a better place now. Kind of. And since I have acknowledged life as the things that we kind of search for. We search for a meaning. We have the meaning. We already live. We already live. We are already taking place in life. What more meaning do you need? So then you have a meaning towards a goal with your life. That's a whole other thing. That's up to you. But first, you need to be a part of life, with life, and learn. Do lots of mistakes. Not too heavy though. Listen to others. And when I say not too heavy though, as long as it's respecting respecting life, that means not killing anything. It's kind of okay. No, it's not okay to kind of, what? No, I'm gonna state it right away. It's not okay to use other people for your own enjoyment at all. There, done. So do not hurt others and respect life. And when you do that, you can basically do whatever you want. Because you're boxed in, but you're still free. And because of the entanglement, you spread the feelings that you feel. Not just in you spread it to others too. And if people would just recognize the feelings that others have as other people's instead of their own, they wouldn't be so freaking egocentric. They would actually start taking care of other people. When I had my awakening, I was still stuck in the whole you and me are different, we are not the same, but we are the same. The energy that we release is the same. We get an entanglement that should be enough to be able to just say hello and give you a hug when you need it the most. But we have our society, our rules around it, which creates this judgmental view of everything that's happening. So I've met people that have made me explode of emotions. It's been so intense that I've I've just cried for hours, and um, and it's and all I wanted to do is to hug them, but who hugs a stranger? That's the society we live in now. We don't hug strangers. We hug strangers when they're introduced to us. We don't hug them when we introduce ourselves. Why is that? It's kind of strange. And that's basically why I want to start the HugNet network also. It's about mental health issues and neglect and stuff like that. So you will have a patch that states that I'm open for hugs, and random people just come and hug you as long as they have the patch. And the money from the patches would go to a bank account which helps people with what's it called in English? That has economical problems, but it's not like I'm gonna help some rich people. I'm like, people take stupid choices, bad choices in their early life, and I've wished so many times that I could just get rid of the debts I have, but as long as I can't handle having a normal job, I'm not able to pay them off as I want to. I want to just give them their money. That's the sense of duty that's been indoctrinated into people. Hello. And the sense of indoctrination, we get indoctrinated, we keep on indoctrinating people into the same system because we are a part of the system or the society, and that there's not that many people that actually breaks away from it. Now, there's a lot of things with the biomagnetic field that is not understood, but there is people fudge. So let's do this there, and web, and you can read about it a bit everywhere. There's let's see here, MIT. There's actually some studies being done on it. That's good. Superconducting quantum interference device. I should read this later on. I can have it like this. You can read it yourself. Well, you can have a pause. I can't have text in front of me because it's something strange about text. When I see it, I have to read it. Now, isn't that a nice little indoctrination that the school gave you? They give you text. You read it. You read it till you memorized it. And when you've memorized it, you get tested on your memorization skills. memory skills, memorization skills. So, fucking, it's hilarious. I don't really like school, but I like school because some indoctrination is good, others not. It's good to teach people a native language and national language, so that there is still diversity. Because I've been thinking, if everyone has the same language, what is there to learn then? We already have a universal language. It's based in magnetics. We just need to relearn to use it. Children use it, animals use it. Yeah. Sorry. I hope that you find some interest to actually read about entanglement or the biometric field, biomagnetic field. Sorry. Because it's a very interesting thought to have, and it would actually give us a more a greater understanding of how we connect to each other emotionally. Yes. Yeah. No. Yeah. The next video is about empaths. So, see you then, and thank you for sitting here and listening to my rant about nothingness and everything. All in or nothing. And see you in the next video.